2, 1. What's up, Rabbi Marketing? How are we doing? I'm just going to check and make sure we're actually live. I think we're live. Courtney, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, TJ?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, there we are. See us. Hey, there we are. Cool. It's working. We are live. Hey, happy Labor Day, everybody. Hope your long weekend was, even a weekend, or especially a long one, but doesn't usually happen too much for we hardworking folks. So hope you had a nice time anyway. So we are back with our Monday live sessions, and wanted to go over 2 things. We got 2 big things to talk about: haters and holidays. It's going to be our big night. So haters. We saw a couple questions go by. People asking about what to do with when you got haters in your audience, people that are, commenting on your ads or, clicking and costing you money or something, and they're just not exactly team players. What do you do about that in an ad sort of a way? And that question is way over my head, but luckily we have an expert. So what's up, Courtney? What's the answer when you got haters taking your ads down or being jerks? What do you do?
Yeah, TJ, this is one of those questions where every expert you ask will probably give you a different answer. So I will just tell you my personal opinion, and to respond to it, I shall quote the great Taylor Swift, which is, haters gonna hate. You've got to shake it off.
No, you didn't.
Shake it off.
Stop.
Yeah, I did. I went there. Okay, but honestly, though, that is strictly my best advice. There are going to be trolls online. There are going to be people of poor character who will take joy in trying to tear you down when all you're really out there trying to do is make a living for your family and serve other families. At the end of the day, you're in a service industry. So, you offering your services to people when you're great at your job is actually coming from a good place, not just you're like some slimy real estate agent. If you are a slimy real estate agent, that's a whole other subject. The majority of you guys out there, you are in real estate. It's a really hard job. You are in real estate because you want to serve. So as long as you continue to put things out in that character, when people hate on you, you're not being a grimy real estate agent. Yeah, you have a lead capture form on your ad. Well, yeah, because you want to help people. Like, it doesn't, just giving them things doesn't really give as much value as you can give. If it's just somebody, in your network that's just hating on you because you've got things going on offline or you've got history with that person, delete the comment, move on. If it's something that you can actually respond to productively, if they question a particular thing, or, like if it's a workshop that you're doing and somebody throws up some shade, use it as an opportunity to prove your own value. Answer the question. If they're making hater comments that if somebody said that to your face, how would you respond? Yeah. And if the answer is, I would walk away, you should probably delete the comment. Mm-hmm. If it's something that you actually get to educate and have a point of education and you can actually maybe help that person to see something in a different way, go there. Now, if they get in this back and forth with you and they're just hating, just move on. Yeah. If it gets to the point that it's no longer productive and you feel defensive, you should probably either just delete it altogether or just let it go. Okay. Because ultimately everything that's out there online is out there forever. Right. So the second that you engage with somebody like that in a negative way, you're actually damaging your brand. So don't give them power to, speak on behalf of your brand, because that you're good at your job and you do your job with integrity. So haters, what are you going to do, right? Let them hate. Yeah. And watch the money pile up. Hey, while we're quoting hip hop stars, if they hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up. I mean, that's 50 Cent right there. So, hey, listen, it sounds like your answer is general kind of good practice, good business practice, good kind of marketing practice. What about in a more tangible Facebook ad sort of a way? Is there anything you can do to single these people out, to, put them into an audience somewhere, block them? Like, is there anything you can do, in a point and click digital sort of format to make sure that you don't have this problem? Yeah, I mean, you can certainly, flag it as inappropriate or block the person. But ultimately, as far as like your audience and things, no, you can't really exclude people individually. Okay. If you report them enough times, Facebook will eventually just stop sending them your content because they're going to see that it's not a productive relationship. So in that way, yes. Okay. And no, but no, you can't go into like your targeting audience and say exclude DJ Kelly because he's not nice to me. You can't. Now,
if like how many times, for example, I might have to block somebody or do whatever the case may be, report them, how many times before Facebook starts taking notice, or is that too kind of nitty gritty for them? Like they don't really say kind of detail, or?
There's really no answer to that. If it's a person that, has a history of poor behavior, even with other people, they may have a big blinking light over their head anyway. So it might be sooner than later. If it's somebody that just happens to be hating on you, it might take a little longer.
So
we got a great comment here, TJ, from Michael, who said, keep smiling and show that great confidence. People are just jealous of you. If you're doing nothing, they would leave you alone. It just shows their bad character, not yours.
I like that. I like that, Michael.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Garbage in, garbage out. So if you're doing your job with integrity, then let them hate.
Mm-hmm. And watch the money pile up.
Right?
You got it right.
Yeah, for sure. So
cool.
I think that probably goes for anywhere online. If you get a really bad review on Zillow, you know who that person is.
Yeah.
Follow up with that person offline. Don't engage them and continue the negativity out in the universe. Follow up with that person offline. Be like, hey man, I'm so sorry you feel this way. Let me know if there's you know what I mean?
Right.
You can't read all bad reviews. It's really insincere.
That's kind of where I was going with this. That you're open to this already. You leave yourself a little bit. I don't even want to use the vulnerable, but almost. The potential is there for you to get bad reviews, bad comments, whatever, and that's true anywhere online. A Facebook ad or a Yelp profile, a Zillow profile, wherever. Obviously, Facebook reviews. The potential is always there, and it's if you're just total risk aversion and you don't want to have any of these profiles because you don't want to open yourself up to the risk of receiving negative comments, well, then you can't enjoy any of the benefits and rewards of having these profiles. So I'm sure that you and I agree, this is what we do for a living, that the benefits far outweigh the risks here. But that risk is there no matter what, an ad or any other sort of profile. The internet is the internet, and people can say whatever they want.
Absolutely. And honestly, in 2017, if you are uncomfortable being out there in that way, you're probably in the wrong industry.
Yeah.
Because their first point of contact with you is almost certainly going to be online in some form. So it's important that you really put yourself out there honestly. So, not everything is sunshine and butterflies, right? There's going to be people that you rub the wrong way. It's just reality.
Yeah.
So just be sincere, and the universe will respond in good character. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And, there's a little bit of crossover with SEO. It's minimal, I have to say. The haters, as it were, I guess it depends on how you're defining SEO. If it's just a matter of broad kind of online marketing, well, we just talked about that, reviews, Zillow, Yelp, whatever. But in specific SEO terms, that's actually kind of rare that you have to deal with this problem. It's one of the more kind of one-sided relationships in online marketing, right? That I'm publishing material and you can come to my website and read it or not. But you don't really have a whole lot of control over that, with the exception of comments on your blog, of course. But again, I can just be deleting those comments if I want to, right?
Right.
So the only other place that comes into play in SEO is rare. And I know if you're a real estate agent out there and you are concerned about SEO and it's on your radar and you're doing the right things, you're building content, you're building links, and you're thinking like an SEO, I don't want to scare you with this because it's not that big a deal, but it is worth at least mentioning so people know that the potential exists. There's something called negative SEO or bad SEO. And basically this is where if you break any of Google's rules, Google will penalize you. So the strategy is, if you want to see your competitor get penalized, you break all of the rules on their behalf. You start buying spammy links back to their domain instead of to yours. You post their link all over these, shady directories and stuff. You post duplicates of their content instead of your own, and you're breaking all the rules, acting as if you are them. Google is aware of this. Uh-oh. I think I froze there. I hope our broadcast is still going on. Here comes Corey. There we go. Yay, technology.
It's fun when it works, right?
I know it. This happened to me last week on a different video too. I got too many carrier pigeons out here. Smoke signals and tin cans. Anyway, how much of that answer did we get? Is it worth repeating, or did I get my point across?
I know. I heard most of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. I see Damon has commented on our discussion here. Google has become much more privy to this, and it's not as much of a problem. You can use the link. Yeah. Disavow tool exactly to help prevent this. Yeah, you're right on, Damon. So if people are running negative SEO campaigns back to your website, there are tools that Google has built in to help you, save your reputation and save your SEO. It's in Webmaster Tools and Search Console. So it's rare, and it's it doesn't really happen much anymore because Damon's absolutely right. Google has gotten smart and gotten privy to this, and they have built in ways around it. So it doesn't happen much for us, but the potential is there. So that's it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, just be careful. Do your marketing with integrity and be really great at your job, and it will help dissuade the haters.
Right.
Right?
And the haters going to hate, man.
Yeah. All right. So the other thing that came up today, and just because it's a holiday and it's fun, was the idea of leveraging holidays of various sorts to grow your specifically real estate business. So I think the one thing we probably don't need to touch on a whole lot is the December holidays. Most agents already have a good practice of sending cards or gift cards or Christmas ornaments or whatever it is that's their habit, to say thank you to their clients for the year and have a special touch with them at the holidays so they continue to be a part of their family and their life. But there's 12 more months of the year. I know some agents have moved to actually doing a New Year's touch instead of a holiday touch so they don't get lost in the pile. I always thought that was a really fun idea. But I think what I'd like us to dive into, TJ, is really an intentional strategy year round that we can give some ideas on how you can leverage various holidays, whether it's the 4th of July or Valentine's Day or, Pet Rock Day. Someone suggested.
Yeah, I saw that.
Literally 365 days a year, there's a holiday of some kind. So how can we leverage those things? And let's kind of start in your sphere of genius, TJ, which is from a content standpoint. Okay. So let's just use the 4th of July as an example. Okay, so it's not seemingly a real estate connected. It's not warm and fuzzy. It's not gooey, but it is a holiday, and it's a holiday that people do a lot of things. So how can we leverage that as a realtor to really A, drive traffic to our website, B, provide value to our community, and C, get some really good SEO stickiness and attracting people to our site organically.
Sure. So, I see something you see on, by the way, I'm getting back. Anybody else hear that or just me? No? That's good news. Okay. So anything you would see on like the 5 o'clock news around these holidays, they have the feel good spot where they have the anchor talking about, showing some B-roll footage of happy families out at the fireworks. That strategy is tried and true, and it works here too. The difference is that you need to be better than this, kind of basic stuff that they're going to see on the 5 o'clock news, or that every other agent is going to put up. Flag Day, right? They're going to put up a picture of an American flag and say, happy Flag Day from all of us at XYZ Real Estate. Cool, but everybody's going to do that, so you need to be better. So the way that you can start is to plan ahead. If you know that you want to hit, let's say, one major holiday a month, and we know that it's going to be, you can see that coming. So let's say, right, it's September now, and the 4th of July thing is going to be a big push for you. First of all, plan for that, do a little bit of research way ahead of time, but plan to have that published and promoted well before July, probably well before June. I kind of want to see the hoopla from, say, Memorial Day die down, and then immediately you're on to 4th of July. Now, I say this, it's a double-edged sword because I'm the guy that absolutely hates it when you walk into CVS or something and they're selling material for a holiday that's still like 2 or 3 months away. I got Halloween stuff in the store right now, and I'm crazy about it because it's September, and I don't like that. But in marketing terms, it works. There's a reason all these stores are selling material way ahead of time. It's something to drive some excitement, something to drive some traffic. So do your research, and if we're talking 4th of July as the example, then research where all of the fireworks displays are going to be. But everybody's researching where all of the 4th of July fireworks are going to be, schedule and that kind of thing. Go deeper than that. which company was hired to produce the fireworks in this, in your town or in, your area, whatever. Are they putting on displays elsewhere? Can I do like a 7-day whirlwind fireworks tour where every night of the week I can go to a different fireworks location? Everyone's got a schedule. Everyone's got the basics. If you are digging deeper and you're publishing more thorough and more kind of comprehensive material than your competitors, then you're just naturally going to win that kind of SEO fight, as it were. So in terms of how to make that, I guess, more organic drive traffic, well, you need to anticipate what people are going to be looking for and when. Obviously, 4th of July fireworks schedule. If you see that on a Google Trends graph, it's just flat, and then bam, it spikes, and then it's gone again. So make sure that you can get out ahead of that curve. And so not if, but when people start Googling that, you have already put up that material, you've already spread it around enough, you've already got other blogs or newspaper sources or whoever linking back to it. So Google is already giving you the credit well before the people who might be searching for it ever think that they're going to need it. You need to be way ahead of that curve. So basically, if you're writing your material, I don't know, a month ahead of time, at least, maybe 2 months ahead of time, you don't need to promote it like crazy right when it goes out. You can publish it and just, kind of let it snowball into some traction. And then when that holiday actually rolls around, then you can put the, step on the gas and start promoting it and market it like crazy.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing about those posts too, TJ, is that you don't have to start them from scratch every year. You take your 4th of July post from last year, it's been out there a really long time. You update that content, you make it current, reattach all the links, add some things to it. It's not something you're necessarily going to have to build completely from scratch every year. The older those posts are, right, they have greater juice to them. And really, if you think about even just taking the events between, so you have Easter egg hunts, 4th of July fireworks, trick-or-treating, Christmas lights displays. Like if an agent could hardcore write those in 1 year and put a couple hours a year into keeping them current, I mean, those are monster as time goes on. And so, other than people finding them organically, there are some other things they can do to drive traffic to their website. Because ultimately that's an opportunity to serve by providing value, and also an opportunity to get people into your website where you've got all your sticky lead capture and home searches and all of that good stuff.
Right.
Now, some ways that I've seen agents do that is in these yard sale sites and in their moms groups and their church groups and all of these things inside of Facebook. You do it really non-self-promotionally. People won't complain if it's something valuable like that. Even though it's going back to your real estate website, if it's something that is more of a contribution than a sale. Those kind of groups, we're all in goodness knows how many on a weekly basis. And even if you just come at it hey, I put this list together, let me know what I forgot, I'd like to include it. Where are your favorite places to see holiday lights in our area? You encourage engagement, it's going to make them click on it because they want to find the one you forgot, right?
Right.
So that kind of a post can go a really, really long way. You can also go in and either boost a post on your Facebook page or actually go in and create a reach campaign, driving people directly into your website. You have to set your expectations. This may not be something that's going to generate a ton of leads for you, but because it's timely, it's going to get a lot of clicks, and that's going to make Facebook really happy, and you're going to start to get those impressions and those clicks really offensively. So, Facebook rewards good value, right? So dropping these value bombs along the course of the year, they're gonna reward you for that. Right. So think about leveraging them wherever you can. Do an email newsletter to your sphere, like, hey, I put this together. Let me know which one you forgot, which one I forgot, or here's this year's list of Christmas lights. Let me know what you think. When you put time into a post like that, TJ, don't just step back and just let Google do its thing.
Right.
Google is a part of the strategy, right? Yeah. How can you maximize that? Can you send a special postcard out with the URL on it to all the renters in a particular neighborhood? Think through ways that you can leverage that investment that you made in building that really good content, because those posts are not easy to write. I won't BS that. Doing them right takes a lot of time. To get them where they actually are helpful to people.
I might argue that Google has actually a really small part of this strategy. The community content stuff goes way better in social media circles than it does organically, just because the search volume is so low. And I don't have any problem with that. I'm the SEO guy. Yeah, organic is my bread and butter, but you got to think big picture. That's why it's not just for my company and I anyway. It's not just SEO. It's SEO and content marketing. And when you think in a content marketing, you zoom out one level and go higher. Then you got to include promotion through things like email and organic social and groups like you're talking about. That strategy is absolutely killer. Whether you're promoting a community calendar or anything else, the strategy of finding relevant groups and going there and asking for help is absolutely killer. I've had a ton of success going after the admins and saying, hey, I want to publish this in your group, but I don't want to offend anybody. Is this allowed? Can you guys review it for me? And you're kind of stroking the ego a little bit there. But then ultimately when the post, they see that it's great and it is valuable, then they want to go and share it with their group. And now you're kind of flying under the radar because you're not even the one that has to promote it to them. Their known and trusted admin is doing it for you. So I'm right there with you. Google is a small part of this, but it is still important to have that stuff indexed. Sure, there is an SEO component, but organic all the way on this stuff for social, big time.
Yeah, and you hit the nail right on the head there. They are part of a strategy. Yeah. Not a, sit back and wait for Google to come and bring you all your business.
If only, man.
Work that way. And even if it did, even if Google was that powerful, why would you not want to improve your ROI on that content? Whether you wrote it or someone on your team wrote it or you paid someone on Fiverr to write it. That content, how can you leverage that as many ways as you can? And really that goes for all the content on your website, but we're talking specifically about holidays today.
We'll get back to that stuff.
The other one that I saw on the post in the group today that I just thought was tons of fun was leveraging the offbeat holidays, Pet Rock Day and National Talk Like a Pirate Day and that kind of stuff. Now I know the agents with the stronger personalities that have done some really fun things. If any of you guys follow the lighter side of real estate, people just do this insane stuff on these holidays. And I love it because it reflects your personality, it reflects your character. I think it's fantastic. But you can leverage those things beyond just posting something funny on your Facebook page. That's great. Put it in your newsletter, put it in your emails. It's tons of fun. But the idea that was put out on our Facebook group today was just as an example, using Deck Safety Month, which I think he said was May. And that he paired up with a vendor and sent out a letter to his sphere offering free deck inspections with his guy. And the deck guy got a ton of business off of it because, of course, he found things wrong with people's decks. And they contributed value to their sphere and their client database. And it was really a win-win. And it was, bringing that kind of attention, whether it's a fun thing or a very serious thing. Pool safety, those type of things that you can bring value, those annual events. A lot of agents use tax appeal season. I know that's not a holiday, but when tax appeal season rolls around, sending out a letter to their sphere saying, hey, I can do your tax appeal comps for you if you want, those kind of things. The best way to do any of these tactics is to plan them during that nice quiet time in December and January when everybody's planning their business for the year. And you lay out a calendar and you say, I want to do this in May, which means I need to start working on it in April. I want to have this running for July 4th, so I need to start writing it in May. If you map it out that way, none of these tasks are that much work. If you time block and plan ahead. Trying to decide the week before 4th of July to write that post, probably not going to get the job done.
Yeah, you're going to scramble. It's not going to be high quality. It's not going to.
Better to not do it at all than to put something.
Just go back with the with July Independence post on your Facebook page and be done with it like everybody else does. I had a client, not a realtor specific. He was a real estate closing attorney, and he was all about this holiday theme. And he's also really big on video. So his strategy was to hire a video production team to come out, I think twice, maybe 3 times to his office. And they shot they ended up being these 2-3 minute videos, but they would do 5 or 6 of them in a day. And so he had one that just I saw for Labor Day in his backyard where he just dove into a pool in full clothes, for example. He put on the Uncle Sam suit for the 4th of July thing. He had somebody, wink, dress up as an Easter bunny and hand him some documents to sign that may or may not have been me. It was absolutely me. That was the worst timing. I was telling a great story.
It was a cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro. I I dressed up as an Easter bunny. There, end of story.
I think that was the most important element of that story. Yeah, dressed up like
anyway, but the campaign worked really well. He planned them out ahead of time. He had a video team out there too. You know, and you shoot these videos and then they can come out whenever. You know, you don't have to release them right away. He sat on them for months, but you can kind of drip them out almost. And he got a ton of social interaction for it, drove a ton of traffic. And he was smart about it. He put them up on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and I think also Twitter, made a video for all 4 of those places. And then also published them on his blog. And, you know, he got a ton of interaction for it. Did really well. So that strategy works. I've seen it happen myself, and highly recommend it if you plan ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's the moral of this whole story.
Yeah.
Is to have a plan.
Yep. You know,
I don't.
What
I
to do when your internet goes out in the middle of a live video? Have a plan for that.
Right. Well, and I think that because things don't cost money, they don't always think very far ahead about them. You know, when they're making their budget for the year, but something like, you know, taking 12 funny pictures to have something to post every month, that takes planning and time. It doesn't necessarily take dollars. So mapping that whole calendar out for the year, I think would be a really great exercise for a lot of agents. Yeah. And we're going into that slower season of the year coming up here soon. So start thinking now, what do I wish I'd done this year? Keep a notepad somewhere of great ideas you had that it was too late to implement. You'll already have your calendar for next year halfway done before you get to December. Yeah. Because you'll have this list of all the things you coulda, shoulda, woulda done in 2017, and you'll be ahead of the game to get them done next year, right?
Nice.
Cool. Well, I think that's all we had tonight. We had lots of folks hanging out with us tonight. That was nice.
I know. Thanks for the questions and comments, Connie. Let's see, Michael's in here. Who else do we have? Damon. Appreciate it. This goes a whole lot easier and a whole lot smoother for us. A lot more interactive when we get these comments. So much appreciated. Thank you very, very much. So, all you got? What are you responding already?
No, I just was looking to make sure to look at the comments here. Oh, we got a heart. Thanks for the love. Yeah. All right, guys. I think we're going to call it a night. We will see you next week. Give us a shout on the group
happy
there.
Labor Day.
If you have any questions or anything, okay? Happy Labor Day, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.